last month. Like, finally made it in your screen. I'm on YouTube. It's up. You hear me? So if you're new here, welcome to Lita Unleashed. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Nolita here, and I finally made it. I finally made it in your screen. I'm all in your computer screen. Is lit. I finally made my YouTube channel.
P is for period.
So if you're new here, welcome to Lita Unleashed, where I'm basically just going to be taking you on my life's journey. Sometimes, occasionally, I'll do Q&As. I'll have special guests. You guys will get to meet my friends. We'll do story times. We'll have a bunch of fun. And I'm really excited to go on this journey with you. So in today's video, I'm just going to kind of give you guys the inside scoop on where I've been. I took a little break from social media because I needed to like recharge and reclaim back my energy. So I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about that. Fake friends, how to identify your community, because throughout this whole journey, throughout this whole story time I'm about to put you guys onto, I definitely got an authentic feel of who my real genuine friends are. So with that being said, let's get into it. This story time is about my most recent trip to LA.
Cringe.
This trip was interesting, to say the least. We're gonna give everybody names. You know, we have to give everybody names. I don't want nobody getting upset. For me, it's in the past. I don't care. One side kind of placed somebody behind me. That's just kind of where they stay at. And I don't open closed wounds. I'm good. I don't dip and dab. So people are probably going to be a little irritated about it, but I'm here to speak my truth. I'm here to say the part that I played in it. I'm here to say the part that other people played in it. And I'm here to speak on what sparked my reaction and what may have bothered me about the situation. So I was in contact with a girl that used to manage my DJ career a few years ago, when I was like, not first starting out, but I was like a mist starting. Let's call her Penguin. And then the guy that she was staying with who owned the house, we'll call him Homeboy. So a little backstory. She was my manager, I want to say back in like 2016, 2017-ish. We worked really good together, but we kind of feel like we both needed to grow and we kind of needed to like find ourselves. So we drifted apart. It was like no malice or nothing like that. Like, we didn't get into it or anything. We just drifted apart. She was like, yo, I moved to LA, so you need to come out here. Like, come out here, get some work done. Like, come chill. Let's catch up. I miss home. I need a sense of home. So, mind you, I'm like, I bet. Because when I go to LA, I be DJing. I be doing modeling gigs for clothing brands. I'm doing radio stuff. I be moving through the LA streets, okay? So I was like, all right, bet. Stay there. I'm going to pop out on you. Couple months go by. I ain't going to LA. Okay? Couple months go by and I just did not make it to LA. I didn't make it to LA because it was a lot of things going on in New York. It was things with my family that I was dealing with at the time. It was just a lot going on. And then on top of that, I was DJing and doing shows and stuff. So it didn't really make sense for me to just get up and go to LA and leave my priorities. Speaking to the people in LA that she's staying with on the phone, they'll hop in the camera, we talking, it's cool, it's jokes, it's giggles, it's laughs. They follow me on Instagram. Everything's cool, the whole shebang, right? Now, we're like FaceTiming each other all up until March. We're FaceTiming each other We are doing the EPK together. We're laughing, kikiing, joking, bonding on the FaceTime. If you don't know what an EPK is, it's called an electronic. If you don't know what an EPK is, it's called an electronic press kit. And I basically already had one made, but she wanted to see mine and see what it looked like and, you know, whatever. So she saw it and she was like, oh, it needs some colors and I want to add some razzle dazzle. So send it to me and I'm going to do that. And we could even FaceTime and we could do it together. So I'm like, okay, cool. Like that works because I already made the EPK. Like I do EPKs as like a side hustle. Like I know how to do them. So my EPK was made and it was pretty colorful for the most part, but she felt like it could use a little bit more oomph. So I gave her that. Prior to me going to LA, she said, you don't got to give me no money to stay here because all of homeboy's friends stay here and they don't pay nothing and they live here. I said, okay, cool. But me, I'm the type of person, I'ma still pitch in for groceries. I'ma still pitch in for toiletries. Like, I'ma still throw you something. Because it's just an appreciation thing, you dig me? So I'm like, okay, cool. But then I told her, like, yo, if I stay a few weeks, I'll throw you a little 200.
I get 200 occasion.
If I stay a month, we agreed on 500 because she said the room is 500. You could have the room. She was very, no, don't worry about nothing. Like, don't worry about nothing. I don't care about none of that. I'm going to throw you something. I appreciate you. Now, it's time for me to go to LA. Get to LA, and I get to the house. It was 5 people in total staying in the house. Prior to me going, there was a cleanliness problem in the house. I'm a clean girl. So that only signaled me to be more on top of leaving messes than ever before. So if I'm prone to cleaning up now, I'm a super be prone to cleaning up when I get there because I do not want to be a problem, let me tell you. Do your dish when you're done cooking. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts. Do your dish. Fast forward, I get to the house. I get off my flight. Mind you, I'm very high energy. Like, let's keep things flowing. Let's keep things going. I walk in the house and I'm like, hey, y'all. And everybody looks up from their computers like zombies and they're like, hey. And I'm like, okay. Especially like if I kind of already got acquainted with everybody, I always walk into places and just be like, hey, what up? Bitch, what up? But when I walked into the house and I did that, everybody kind of just looked up and was like, hey. And automatically, like, the energy was just like not there. It was not cool. So Penguin walked me to her room. She showed me, you know, like where I was going to be sleeping at, whatever the case may be. I need weed. But mind you, she told me that we had a car that we could take. Obviously, I'm not going to ask her to take me to the dispensary because it's like 10, 11 o'clock. The dispensary is probably not even open. And then on top of that, as soon as I walked in, they were like working. So I was like, okay, like I'll just figure this out myself. So I asked her, I'm like, hey, can I get a nugget? And you know, obviously when I get some, I'll return the favor. She's like, yeah, girl. Penguin is like, yeah, girl. You don't even got to ask. Like, you don't got to ask. Just go do what you got to do. Take what you need. I'm like, okay, but I'm still the type of person that's going to ask. I'm going to ask if I can go in your refrigerator. I'm going to ask if I can use your bathroom. I'm going to ask if I can wear your sweater. I'm going to ask if I can get a nugget of weed. I'm not ever just going to take it. So that was that, right? Now, one thing I did notice about Penguin was that she likes to roll up and she'll talk and have conversation and be on the phone and be on the computer and be working while the spliff is in her hand to the point where it's just smoked down. Keep that in mind. So Once I like realized the vibes is trash in the house, I'm like, nah, I'm out of here. Like, I don't even feel comfortable going in the living room and sitting with them because I don't know like why everybody got an attitude in there. So I get in the shower, I get dressed, I get myself situated, I smoke or whatever, and then I go to my friend's house slash studio. I'm at my friend's house slash studio till the next day, day 2, right? I don't get back in the house probably till like 6-ish, 7-ish. That was when I left my friend's house. But at this time, like, once I get back to the house, I realize I have my period. So I'm like, oh nah, like, I need to go to Target and I need to get my toiletries. I need supplements that make me feel like a good person when I have my period. So like I said, I got in the house at like 6, 7 o'clock ish, and Penguin wasn't there, Homeboy wasn't there, but there was also a YouTuber in the house, there was a DJ in the house, and there was also a cameraman in the house. So let's call the DJ Dreadhead, right? So I go to the living room, I go to the kitchen, and Dreadhead and the YouTuber are like, hey, you want to, and I'm like, yeah, sure, like, I'll come sit with y'all, like, let's get acquainted. I go sit with them, and, you know, we're just, okay, we're talking and stuff like that, and I'm telling them, like, hey, does anybody want to come with me to Target in the morning because I need toiletries? Like, I don't want to keep using y'all stuff. The first night, I probably used, like, their soap and a towel, but I wanted to go to Target and I wanted to get my own washcloth, I wanted to get my own towel, I wanted to get my own soap, I wanted to get my own exfoliator, I wanted to get my own pads, I wanted to get my own tampons. So I'm like, does anybody want to come with me? So they're talking to me and they're like, well, how was you going to get to Target? And I was like, well, I was going to Uber. And they was like, you were going to Uber there, buy your stuff, and then Uber back? I was like, yeah. They was like, nah, we don't do that. We have a car. I'm like, okay, bet. So y'all take me, and they're like, yeah, just let us know what time in the morning you want to go. Penguin and Homeboy are not in the house. So I go to sleep pretty early. Like, I go to sleep probably at like 9 or 10 o'clock at night. Once I would get back in the house, I was showering and then literally going to sleep. So at this point, like, whenever throughout this whole story they got home, I was asleep. Like, they were barely seeing me because I would go out early in the day, like starting around between 10 and 12, and I would not come back until 7, 8 o'clock. Like, they would not see me. So day 3, I'm talking to Penguin and I'm telling her, like, hey, can we go to Target? Because Dreadhead said that we could go to Target in the morning. Like, I don't know if you guys have one car or he has a car, or she's like, Dreadhead don't got no car. But yeah, we can go to Target. I'm gonna figure this out for you right now. Give me a second. She goes and talks to Homeboy, and Homeboy is like, oh yeah, we can go to Target. But you know, Target is right across the street from the gym, so we gonna go to the gym too. So in my head, I'm like, damn, so I gotta go to the gym with y'all? Like,
Sorry, New York and Goldie. I'll see you the next day in San Diego.
I got my period. Like, I'm not against working out. I am one of the workout girls, let me tell you. But in the same instance, it's like, this is my first day with my period. Like, I don't really want to be in a gym. I want to relax. I want to be able to get in the shower and like take a proper shower and like decompress, because I just got here. I just spent like 24 hours in the studio. I just did a lot. So at that point, like, the only option they kind of left me was to go with them to the gym. So I'm like, all right, cool. Now keep in mind, Penguin wanted the film camera that I had. The film camera that I have was bought from Target. Target is right across the street, but we gotta hurry up because Homeboy's friends couldn't come because you came. So I'm like, okay, that's cool. Like, I'm not going in Target to like get a whole bunch of stuff. I'm really just going to get like my toiletries. We get to Target and she's like low-key rushing me, and I'm just like, we've literally only been here for 2 minutes. Like, we're walking in and you're already telling me, yo, we gotta hurry. Like, upon us walking across the street to Target, you already told me we had to hurry. I don't need you to tell me that again as soon as we get in. I'm not coming to Target to shop. I'm coming to get my toiletries and then we can go. We passed by the electronics section and she doesn't mention the camera. I literally stopped and thought about it, and she starts going, come on, come on, come on, we gotta hurry up. So I'm like, all right, bet. So we keep it moving. Like, we're moving through Target, we keep it pushing. We end up going to the gym. I go to the bathroom, I clean myself up, everything is cool. We stay for like 45 minutes. Fast forwarding, we get to the house, we cook, and everything is cool. Like, everybody's fine. Like, the day is going fine. At this point, I have weed. I done got some from my friends. I done stopped at the dispensary. My homegirl Nikki, shout out to Nikki. She lives like 8 minutes away from me. So she has a car. She took me to the dispensary to get what I needed. Like, I was good on that. Now approaching day 4, I had a photo shoot this day and I went to go hike with Nikki. So, I'm asking Penguin if she wants to come hike with us, and she's just like, I can't because I gotta go with homeboy to the gym. Like, I gotta go watch him play basketball. And in my head, that sounds crazy because it's just like, okay, like, homeboy's an artist. This is your client. You don't have to be with him every second of the day. You don't have to go watch him play basketball. You know, upon her saying that, I'm like, all right, bet. Well, me and Nikki are gonna go hike. So me and Nikki went to Runyon. We hiked. We got some food. We got some smoothies after. I think we got like an acai bowl. Like, we had a good time. We had a great day. Nikki drops me off at the house and I start getting ready for my photo shoot. Good day, right? Like, day was smooth. Everything was fine. Now we're approaching day 4. I hear arguing in the living room. This is where things kind of start to take a turn. This is where things kind of start to get unpleasant. Now, mind you, Nikki lives 8 minutes from me, so I have her like on speed dial, okay? Like, that's like family. Like, that's my dog. I got her on speed dial. Shout out to Nikki because I was losing it, like, low key. So I wake up, like, brush my teeth, wash my face, shower. It's probably like 9 in the morning and everybody in the living room area is arguing. Like, Penguin's arguing, homeboy's arguing, Dreadhead is arguing. They're all going at it, calling each other idiots, calling each other dummies, telling each other that they're stupid. Penguin is telling homeboy, if you got a girl, tell her to come here so we could fight. And homeboy is just like, you're a moron, like, you're dumb. Like, they're just going back and forth and it's crazy. And I'm in the bedroom and the door is cracked. Like, it's not shut all the way, it's cracked. So I can hear everything, I can see them. But obviously I'm not in the business because it's not my business. Homeboy comes out of nowhere and makes a comment like, you and your homegirl been leaving dishes in the sink.
I'm like, what do you say fuck me for?
Now, mind you, if you remember early in the story, I told y'all that Penguin had a conversation with me about the cleanliness of the men. And she said, yo, don't even bring up my homegirl. Don't bring her into this because you know she been cleaning up after herself. She been cleaning up everything after herself. And that's on period because I done cleaned the bathroom and everything. Like, I scrubbed a tub. She sent a group chat and asked if we could, like, if somebody can take over the bathroom, somebody could take over the kitchen, somebody could take over the living room. I said, I'll do the bathroom. I did the bathroom. I was the only person that cleaned that day. Nobody else cleaned anything that day. I don't know if she did that to be funny. I don't know if she did that as a test. I don't know if she was trying to humiliate me, but it's not humiliating. I'm a clean person. Like, my space and area is going to get clean every time regardless. So I didn't really take that no kind of way. I don't know what that was, but nobody else cleaned. I cleaned the bathroom. And then when I cooked, I did every dish right then and there. I don't leave nothing in the sink. I don't leave nothing for after. I was doing the dishes before I was eating my food. You feel me? So when he said that, I came out the room because now I feel disrespected. For one, you know my name. Just because you having an argument with her and you mad, don't call me her homegirl. You know my name. You've been following me and I'm staying in your house. And on top of that, I'm like, no, I do the dishes. I have washed every dish that I've used from day 1 and it's only like day 4. I do the dishes. So when I come out and I start popping it, that's when Dreadhead turns to me as he's at the sink doing his dishes and he goes, no, I know. It was a fly, sorry. He goes, no, I know you've been doing the dishes. I've been seeing you do the dishes. Like, you're fine. Like, don't worry about it. Go back in the room. It's not even that deep. But he's whispering it to me. So I'm looking at him like, say that shit out loud. Say it out loud because you got these people thinking, or y'all got these people thinking, or whoever got whoever thinking that I'm not holding up my end of the bargain, and I always do that. So you need to stop whispering and tell him that. And he's like, nah, you're good. Don't worry. I go back in the room because at this point, I already spoke my piece. It don't got nothing to do with me.
Clown chef.
Say stop arguing. Penguin is walking around with her mouth poked out. Like, she has an attitude, which is, I understand, like, y'all just got into it, like, and the vibes is very, very weird. Like, the tension was so thin, you can cut it with a butter knife. Like, it was very weird. So as the day is progressing, it's now going on to 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. Everybody's getting ready. Like, everybody's getting ready to go do what they got to do for the day. Like, I was going to run errands with Nikki, so she was coming to pick me up soon. So I was like already dressed before everybody. I'm sitting on FaceTime with somebody I just met. But like, this is like one of our first FaceTime calls. And I'm like talking to them on FaceTime, but amidst me talking to them, I'm also like trying to get ready. So at one point, I had my makeup bag and I was going to put it in the bathroom in a cabinet, but somebody was in the bathroom. So I put it on the counter in the kitchen and I washed the makeup off my hands. And I took the makeup bag and I went back in the room. When the person in the bathroom came out the room, I went in the bathroom and I put my makeup bag in there and then I went back in the room. Y'all, as soon as I walked back in the room, this girl screamed, "Stop coming in and out of the room and not closing the door!" I said, "Why are you screaming?" Naturally, I'm a door closer. I'm gonna close a door. Like, I wanted to go off, but because I was on the phone with this person for the first time, they're really the one who saved the whole situation, because I don't hold my tongue. I don't mind saying what's on my mind. I don't mind speaking. I know how to take accountability, and I know how to discern, and I also know how to speak my truth and say what is bothering me. So I didn't have no issue telling her, like, don't talk to me like that, you're bugging. Now, the only problem is that when she started screaming, I stopped and I thought about if I wanted to do that or not, because I knew that she was already having a bad day. So what I said to her was like, "I don't know why you're talking to me like that." And she was like, "I don't care, bro. I don't care. You keep leaving the room and not closing the door." I said I did close the door. I just didn't slam it shut. She was like, "Well, slam it shut." And I was like, "Look, just because you're having a bad day, don't project that onto me.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Like, I didn't do anything to you." And she's like, "Who's having a bad day? Who's having a bad day? You know what? We don't even got to talk. I don't want to talk." I said, "You know what? You're fine. We don't have to talk."
I'm like Elon Musk. Bro.
You just say Elon Musk.
I am not fucking tweaking.
This is just really embarrassing. So I'm going to hang up and I'll catch you later. Hang up the phone. And at that point, I'm not saying nothing to Penguin, right? So moving forward, every day after that day, I would only say good morning to be polite, because I'm never going to be in somebody's house and not speak. Like, morning, nighttime, I'm going to say good morning and I'm going to say good night. But other than that, like, even regularly, I don't really speak unless I'm spoken to. Like, I'm saying good morning.
Good morning. Not you. You can choke.
And then when I'm waking up, I'm going in the living room, and I'm in the living room writing in my journal, smoking, making my phone calls, minding my business. And that's only to not wake Penguin up. That's only to not wake anybody up. I'm kind of just not saying anything. I'm saying good morning and I'm keeping it pushing. I'm taking showers. I'm you know, doing my regular daily routine. And then Nikki will come pick me up and we're out. If I didn't know anybody in LA, if she didn't live that close to me, if she wasn't making an effort to make sure she pulled up on me and got me, like, I would have been in that house miserable. And I'm not even gonna lie to you, like, Penguin did not act like this prior to me coming to LA. It wasn't until I got to LA, it's like her whole image just switched up. It's like everything just switched. Like, this is now day 5. I'm with Nikki. I get a text, and the text is from Penguin. "Do you have weed?" Now, mind you, I do. I have a lot of it. Okay, I have a lot of it. I have friends that gave me some. Like I said, I went to the dispensary.
Good stuff. Toodaloo.
Like, I had hella. But upon me leaving the house, I saw a bag up sitting on Penguin's bag. So I'm just like, why are you asking me for mine and you have your own? So I automatically wrote her back and I was like, no. She goes, "Okay, do you have my camera for me?" Talking about the film camera from Target that we were supposed to get. Wrote her back and I'm just like, no, I don't. Like, I don't. She goes, "Okay," she sends a long paragraph and she goes, look, you don't have no for me, you don't have no camera for me, and you haven't paid me anything for your stay. So I also don't like the not talking and thing that's going on, and I just feel like I have to go to New York this weekend to handle some business, so that will be the perfect time for you to leave. I said to her, look, you be having, and you'll roll up and don't pass it. Like, you'll literally just let it burn out. You don't pass it. You don't ask anyone if they want to hit it. Anybody in their right mind is just going to roll their own, which was what I continued to do. And obviously I'm not passing mine because you have one in your hand. Like, you're trying to take advantage. And the only reason I say she was trying to take advantage was because at one point she said, I don't like my, let's smoke yours. So you think that we're going to smoke up all of mine and then keep yours? That don't make no sense. So I responded in a text. I told her, like, you don't pass your spliffs, like, you do this, you do that, and you will talk with it in your mouth the whole time and not say anything and just keep smoking. And anybody in their right mind is going to roll up their own. Then I also touched base on the camera. As soon as she mentioned that camera, I was like, look, I don't got it for you today, but I'll give it to you before I leave. It's not that deep. Like, I'll get you the camera. We was in Target. We was running around, and you did not make an effort to stop me and say, hey, since we're in Target, we might as well grab my camera too. Because we could have absolutely gotten it that day. I'm like, you're asking me to give you money for my stay, and it's only been 5 days. Like, it's only been 5 days. Sweetheart, if I knew that you would have wanted money on day 5, I would have just gotten an Airbnb. Better yet, I would have just stayed my ass in New York, because all the business I can handle in LA, I can handle here.
Knew from the beginning in this competition that it was very important for me to stand alone always, because that shows Flav that he has a solid woman.
If you wanted me to pay on day 5, I literally could have just gotten an Airbnb. Like, I'm not giving you nothing. I'm not giving you shit. So I explained all of that to her in a text, and I said, and you know what, it's fine. I will be out this weekend, no problem.
Veggies. Oh my God.
When I tell y'all, that shit bothered me all day. Like, I know Nikki was like, girl, like, I get it, but girl. Because I was so annoyed and bothered. Like, if there's anything that pisses me off, it's when people cannot take accountability for the part that they played. Still not really saying anything. I'm still making sure I'm not really in the house. Like, time I would get home, they wouldn't be there. And it was just time for me to, you know, go to sleep. So, I want to say, I probably left 2 days after day 5, so day 7. So I probably stayed at their house for a week. I want to say I left on day 7 because day 6, I noticed that she started to go to every room that I was in, like in the morning time, to the living room, and she would come to the kitchen, which is like right next to each other. They're connected. And she would sit on the phone and subliminally talk to somebody about how she can't deal with people's attitudes, and if anyone feels a way about her attitude and how she talks to people, that we could fight. And like a zero tolerance subliminal person. I'm not arguing with nobody on the internet. I'm not going back and forth. I'm not airing out your business. I don't care to do all of that. If you want to fight me, let's just do it. Let's just get it on with it. Let's rumble. We could rumble. We don't have to do the back and forth talking junk. Like, I don't want to do that. I'm just not really a talker. I talk when I'm spoken to. And even this YouTube shit was hard for me to do because I feel silly as hell talking to a damn camera. But somebody got to tell it. I'm sitting on the couch minding my business. She's doing going to the kitchen and popping it on the phone with her friend and talking about we could do whatever. And I'm just like, you are saying all of this on the phone, but you're tiptoeing around me. You're saying all of this on the phone, but you're not saying anything to me directly. As she's doing all of that, I would just get up and go in another room. And I would do that on purpose because I know that she wanted me to hear the conversation. And that was her whole point of coming to where I was, to subliminally speak about me. Or subliminally speak in general. Like, very obnoxious. So now it's like day 7. And I'm ready to go. And nothing new happened, but I just don't feel like being here no more. I don't want to be here no more. These people are weird. I feel like I haven't done anything to bother anybody, and they're just trying to find reasons to pick at me. And for whatever reason, it might be because they're not getting no money out of me. Whatever the case may be, they're finding reasons to pick at me. Once my peace is disturbed, I start going crazy. Like, once my peace is disturbed, I start doing very devilish things. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I get evil when my peace is disturbed. Like, I do. When my chakras are not aligned, when my chakras are not balanced, I get evil. Not gonna lie. I'm packing now, right? This is like a Thursday, mind you. I didn't even wait till the weekend to leave. I was like, I'm getting the fuck out of here. I'm packing. As I'm packing, Penguin comes in the room and she's like, hey, can I get some papers? Now, mind you, this is the first time she's spoken to me since day 4. I stayed here and I gave you some extra time to come to me and talk to me and for us to resolve this, and you chose not to. You chose to try to bully me in a sense. So at that point, I don't have no respect for her. I don't have nothing to say to her. I had already planned on blocking her entire existence when I left that house. So she came in the room, she asked me if I had papers. Now, the thing about me is that when I lose respect for somebody, I cannot look at them in the face. I can't look at you in the face once I lose respect for you. Like, you okay? You good? I say, yeah, I'm about to be up out of here. Straight like that. She goes, paid me. She goes, you want to beat me up? I wanted to be like, yes, I would like for us to fight before I leave. But I also didn't feel like she was worth it. Like, I didn't feel like she was worth it. I felt like she was just a manipulative person. I felt like she was also falling under the spell of LA people. And if you know what you know. Like, I felt like she was falling under that spell. You want to beat me up? And I'm just like, nope. Not even looking at her. I'm still packing myself. I'm like, nope. She's like, yes, you do. She's like, look, bro, I love you. She's like, I'm sorry for acting the way I was acting.
Cause I'm an asshole.
She was like, I love you. Can I get a hug?
Thanks. Can I give you a hug? No, thanks. Please? No, thanks. A little one. Yeah, no, thanks.
Oh. And kept it pushing, packed my stuff up, left. Homeboy was sitting on the couch, didn't even really say bye to him. I kind of was just like, bye, and then left.
Bye, bitch.
Soon as I left, I cashed out her the money for the camera, for the film camera, and I blocked them on everything. I blocked them on Instagram. I blocked them on Twitter. I blocked their numbers from both my phones. I blocked them on everything because at this point, it's like, okay, I'm out of that house. I need to get rid of your energy now. I need to go to a Botanica and I need to get cleansing items. Like, I did not come all the way to LA to be in this type of weird environment when I could have just stayed in my house and been cool and been working and, you know, just like, at this point, I'm just in LA and I'm chilling. Like, I'm with Nikki. I'm spending time with my niece, Nikki's daughter. I'm spending time with her family as a whole. We're cooking. We're having a great time. I go and I visit my homegirl, Belis, who's an artist. And I'm kind of just telling her everything, like literally telling her this whole story. And she's like, yo, like, this girl's supposed to be managing you. She hasn't helped you with anything music-wise. Like, Belis saw how irritated I was. She saw how hurt I was. Like, she saw it and she was like telling me like, look, like, if you need help with anything, just ask me. Like, she was like, I'm here for you. Like, she was like, I'm your friend. Like, this is what we do. And you know that I do this music shit myself. Like, I was so grateful and I felt so fulfilled when I left her house because I'm just like, yo, like, this was stuff that Penguin was supposed to be helping me with. This was stuff that Penguin told me to come to LA for because she said that we was going to sit down with each other and we was going to be hands-on. Like, this is stuff that I'm supposed to be getting done with my manager. I was just like, what? So once I left Belis's house, I ended up like going to like my friend / ex's house. Like, we've known each other for like 8 years, so we were just always tapped in, and like I could always just go to his house and like recharge and like retreat and just kind of chill out. So I would, you know, like bounce from Nikki's house to his house and just kind of like be with them and like chill. And I remember having like a mental breakdown at his house one morning because I just felt like disposable. Like, I just felt like people be having me around to try to see if they could use me and they can get stuff out of me, and when I don't give that, they switch up. And I was at a point in time where I had other people in my life that were making it seem like they were making moves and doing stuff, and they really weren't. And it was all like a facade, and it was fabricated. And I kind of felt like that's kind of what Penguin was doing. She sold me this dream and made it seem like, you know, you're going to come to LA and we're going to work and we're going to do this and we're going to do that. And it was very conditional. But I don't mind that. I feel like you need to just make that known before I come to LA. It was traumatizing. It was weird. Like, I was just kind of like super over it. Like, I cried for like 3 hours from like 7 to like 10 or 11 a.m. Like, I was crying. Like, and he just kept asking me what's wrong, but I've never cried in front of this man before. Like, he's always ever seen me laugh and smile like the whole entire 8 years we've known each other. So it all caught him by surprise. Like, he really did not know what the hell was going on. And I just, like, I was broken. Like, my eyes were so red, I looked like the devil. Like, it was bad. Like, and my resources as far as like who I can call were limited because, you know, like, I don't really like to put all of my issues on my friends. Like, a lot of the times when I call my friends to speak to them and like tell them what's bothering me, it's just to vent, it's just to get it out, it's just to rage. But for the most part, I try not to do it because it's just like everybody got their own problems, everybody got their stuff going on. And that was really the reason why I didn't want to like unload on my ex. But like, he kept asking and he was so persistent, and I honestly really appreciate him being like that, because if he didn't force me to talk to him, I would not have had the revelation that I did. I would not have made it home. The day I had the mental breakdown, my ex was like, look, like, I don't know what's going on. Like, I don't know if you want to stay in LA and that's why this is all happening or what. And I was like, no, I want to go home.
What's the problem? What's the problem?
New York is everything.
I was like, I do not want to be here. You, Nikki, and Belis are like the only people that made this trip worth something. Like, I want to go home. He was like, you know what? Bet. Booked me a flight for the same day. And I got home and immediately just felt so relieved.
This feeling I could hear half of America going, oh no, her again.
I just felt whole again. And at that point, I was just like so gracious and thankful for the people that were in LA that made my trip worth something, that actually made me feel like, you know, this trip wasn't for no reason. This trip was because you needed to recognize who your community was.
Ouh, le dégradé. Le dégradé dégradant.
People's traits when they're users, or people's traits when they make things look good, but it's not really what it is. Like, that trip did take a piece of me away. And people were showing their true colors and had been for a long time, and it just was something that I was like bypassing. It was something I was just not paying attention to. And it just, like, when I got home and you know, I felt safe. I felt like, okay, there are people that love me. There are people that's going to help me. I have to just talk. Like, a lot of the times people don't understand, like, closed mouths don't get fed, and you can get what you want as long as you just speak up, as long as you ask, as long as you like make an effort. And my whole trip, I wasn't making an effort to ask for what I wanted. I wasn't making an effort to speak about what's bothering me, to speak more. Like, so now I'm home. Tell me why this girl, Penguin, had the nerve and the audacity and all the gumption in the world to request $500 from me on Cash App and then write in the for the EPK I did, you're a user. I'm a user? Me? I immediately unblocked her number and I let her have it. First of all, why you didn't ask me for your $500 when I was in your face and you apologized to me for being an asshole? That's one. Two, I left LA May 10th. You hitting me up like May 16th. I kid y'all not. It was like 6, 7. It was like a week prior to me leaving. Talking about some $500 for EPK. I would never, ever, even in your dreams, pay you $500 for EPK. You didn't do anything but add colors and some pictures and jazz it up like you said. Not only that, you're only asking me for $500 because you realized you was blocked.
Come with me And you'll see that I live in a world of I don't give a fuck, bitch.
Not only that, for what you did is probably worth like $200, but because you didn't ask me for money initially, I'm not giving you shit. Because you're only doing that to be petty because you're mad, right? I went in on her, and I basically, in simpler terms, said all of that. And I blocked her immediately because I don't care about what you have to say. And that's my right. I can do that. I can unblock you and say what I want and then block you again. And if you feel like it's a problem, then you should do that too. I'm like letting her have it via text. Block her again. Don't got nothing to say, right? Seeing who I want to be around, who I want to affiliate with. Like, I'm still in this process. So I'm still on edge a little bit, essentially. Like, I'm still on edge. So I wake up in the morning and I go check her Twitter page, and she talking about like,
today I'm going to jail.
I go on her Instagram and she posts like a photo dump, and in the photo dump she posted a screenshot of my Twitter account with her blocked. Like, if you are a Twitter user, you know that if you go to somebody's page who's blocked you, it says such and such blocked you. And she posted it in her photo dump and then tagged me as mad ass.
There's no way I'm gonna play fair. No way.
I don't know what I would be mad about. I text her and I'm like, I know the internet is your vibe. It's not mine. And if you want to catch BA charges, that's cool, but you could have did it when I was in your face.
Oh my God, I think I got a pussy willow in my eye, I swear.
You could have caught those charges while I was in your face. It would have just went up. And I would have been okay with that, because it's either that or it's either the internet games. And I don't do the internet games. Like, that's a big no for me. Big red flag. So I was a little confused with that. Again, I unblocked her, told her off again. Like, if you want to catch BA charges, you should have caught them when I was in your face, because you're not like that. It doesn't give that. And I just decided to deactivate my Instagram. I was like, I need a mental break. I need a break from people. I need a break from brokies in my DMs. I need a break from people trying to take advantage. I need a break from fake friends who, and I'm not even really talking about Penguin. I'm kind of talking about everybody as a whole, but more specifically, I just needed a break from everything, and I needed to like really take some time to rest, to find myself, to figure out what I wanted to do moving forward, to figure out who I wanted to be around, to figure out who deserves to be around me. And I got that. And I'm really happy that I took the time to take that time to myself, because I deserved that. Like, it was not the most pleasant trip. It was very weird, but I did learn a lot of things. I did get to link with a lot of people, and I did get encouraged to start this YouTube channel on that trip. So just having all of these people that I know that don't really fuck with me and are mad because I'm not letting them get one over on me, watching face, purposely going to my page to try to find stuff, like making it seem like I'm an issue when I'm literally not doing anything but existing. So it got to the point where I was journaling, like, who helped me out mentally, who was a burden, who did this and who did that. And I feel like that's really important. Like, me deactivating my page, that was the first time I've ever deactivated my Instagram. I've never had a break from Instagram. Everyone that I tell this story to is always like, yo, that's crazy, and this should be the first story that you tell on Storytime, because it's gonna show a lot about how you move and why you move the way you do and how the people around you are. So that concludes the story. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know what you think about this story time, and let me know if I was bugging.